Hi and welcome to this week's Wine Buff video. I handed the topic of the video over to you guys this week, and a couple of people came up with a couple of ideas. So what they wanted to see was what wines do I put away for long term and not for drinking now, and also what type of regions are you expecting to see that you should be putting down. So when you buy a bottle of wine, are there particular regions that should be stored away before you drink them as opposed to open them in the average time, which is 20 minutes. So the easiest way I thought I could do that is by having a look at like a sort of cross section of ones that I put down. So I've got a bit of a case out here, and we'll run through a few of them just to let you see, and hopefully we'll learn a little along the way. So here we go. If we kind of have a look through, the first one here is it's a 2005 Grand Cru Burgundy. So this stuff's usually pretty pricey. So you're talking around about €60, €70 for this type of bottle. And one of the reasons why this will be preserved so long is because of its naturally high level of acidity. So the further north you get vineyard wise, then the cooler you get, and also once you have cool conditions you then have a little bit more acidity. So the acidity acts as a bit of a sort of preservative for this wine. So that's the reason why this particular wine will be age worthy. So this won't be ready probably for another 10 years. Another one here is this is a Parable by which is made by Killicunan, and it's an expensive Australian wine. I think we're talking around 40 quid for this type of wine. Now usually Australian wine's quite cheap and cheerful and drink it quick, but this is one of the big blockbuster Australian Shirazes, and one of the reasons why this is to be laid down is because it has such a big tannin level. Tannin level, for those who aren't in the know, is that kind of real drying bitter sensation in your mouth, which comes from the sort of levels of skin contact the wine has during when it's being made. So because it's got high tannin levels, this thing will sort of last forever almost, because the tannin acts as a natural preservative. So give this one a good sort of another 7 or 8 years possibly. Another one here. This is from Margaux, which is one of the top regions within Bordeaux, and it's a Cru Bourgeois. But the important thing to note here, it's 2005. Now, this is another reason why some wines last longer than others. In the good years, you tend to have a much better balanced wine, so all the elements of wine are balanced, so nothing's going to overtake another thing and make it unbalanced over the period of laying it down. So this one here, again, will last at least another 5 years and probably shouldn't be drank for another 2 or 3. So this one is an indication it's probably about 20 quid. So that's 3 reasons why they last. Basically higher acidity level, higher tannin level, and sort of well balanced whenever you get a very good year. And then the 4th reason is probably that X factor. Just some wines are aged longer than others, and some are disgusting for about 10 years and then suddenly they emerge into this kind of amazing wine. So it's kind of like the awkward teenager. Whenever you're a teenager, you don't really know what you are, but give it another 10 years and suddenly they've bloomed into this very educated or smart or witty kind of person. So wines are just the same. So a lot of them start awkward but just become sort of mature all of a sudden, but for no particular reason. So this is again a pricey wine. This boyo is £41 sterling. It's a very famous Chateauneuf du Pape. It's called Vieux Telegraph, and the specific wine is Le Croix. And importantly, again, 2007 was a fabulous year, so it's an expensive wine, and this is notorious for aging late. So this wine won't be ready, so I've been reliably informed, until 2030. So I have another 20 years, and whether or not this boy will sit in my wooden box here for 20 years is another thing. So but again, it's that X factor that you just don't know why they develop so late, but this one's one of them. So looking forward to trying this, and if it's corked, I'll be flipping raging. And finally, one of the most expensive ones I have is the Brunello. Brunellos are incredibly expensive. They're up there with the Barolos of the world in terms of price of Italian wines. It's made with Sangiovese grape, and it's made in the same region, Tuscany, as Chianti's made. So this one's 2004, but again, this won't be ready for at least another 6 or 7 years. So again, I've got to be a pretty patient guy with this one, so it better be worth it. So that's a very quick and dirty kind of explanation of why wines sort of age slightly better than others. If you have any more questions, just drop me a line at letterkenny@thewinebuff.com, or have a wee look on Facebook and pass a comment. And hope to see you in the shop this weekend. Cheers.